It is right now about 11:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday, September 27th, 2011, in the year of our Lord. I once thought of an idea. I once thought of an idea for a song. It was actually based on Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire." In that song, he tries to capture all of human history from the 1940s onward to that time that he made the song. I think like the late 80s, early 90s. And, you know, he tried to capture it in a 3-minute pop song. But I think to go even further, you could capture all of history, even before human history. And then get up to the present moment and actually not only incorporate the history of what was going on right then. So the song would have to go on forever, and it would be live, always. And Billy Joel or whoever would be reading the news, right, from CNN or whatever, from the news ticker. He'd constantly be reading that, and every once in a while he'd sing, and I'm singing this song, in order to incorporate himself within history, singing the song about him singing about all of human history. So you can imagine the accompanying video to that song, which would also have to be live, and just of him singing that song, I guess. You can imagine that while you watch the remainder of this video, which will be inherently inferior. It is several hours after sundown on the first day of Tishrei, 5772 in the year of our Lord. I want to, because it is Rosh Hashanah, I want to quote from the book of Exodus. This is chapter 20, verse 1 through 4. God spoke all these words, saying, I, the Lord, am your God, who brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods besides me. You shall not make for yourself a sculptured image, or any likeness of what is in the heavens above, or on the earth below, or in the waters under the earth. That's the beginning of the Ten Commandments, which means that God prohibits graven images before he prohibits murder, theft, adultery, what most people would probably, in our day and age, consider more serious things. And I've been thinking about this for several weeks, but I take that to mean that images must be not without absolute purpose in order to legitimately exist. And say what you will about the ancient Hebrews, but they knew a thing or two. Exact time unknown, sometime between September 26th and October 1st, 2000 in the year of our Lord. One night when I was with Maggie in her room, I saw a picture on her desk that I wish I never laid eyes on. It shows Maggie and a friend of hers dressed up in the back seat of what appears to be a limo. I think Maggie told me it was taken on the night after her graduation from high school. Both girls have excited, drunken looks on their faces, but Maggie's haunts me. Her mouth is wide open, probably in the middle of a girlish laugh or yell. Her cheeks are blushed beyond reason, and her entire body, all features, look puffed up, like a grotesque bird. A depressing portrait of a foolish, scared, lonely girl attempting to act grown up. Only somebody as foolish, scared, and lonely as me could have recognized it from such a simple photograph. Her pose, captured forever by some lens, fills me with despair over the horror of entering the adult realm and leaving innocence and childhood behind. And I want to fuck this girl. September 27th, 1989, in the year of our Lord. The soothsayers who found out from time what it had in store certainly did not experience time as either homogeneous or empty. Anyone who keeps this in mind will perhaps get an idea of how past times were experienced in remembrance, namely, in just the same way. We know that the Jews were prohibited from investigating the future. The Torah and the prayers instruct them in remembrance, however.
This stripped the future of its magic, to which all those succumb who turn to the soothsayers for enlightenment. This does not imply, however, that for the Jews the future turned into homogeneous, empty time. For every second of time was the straight gate through which the Messiah might enter. Theses on the Philosophy of History by Billy Joel.